So, you're Watchmaster What huh? I'm glad you got the helmet I put on you. Good. I hate painting faces.
What are you talking about? Always keep the helmet on.
I see you've got the Black Shield Origin chapter shoulder. Nice, nice. Good to know that you're still a repentant Iron Warrior.
How'd you know about that? Nobody should know about that. What are you?
I'm more powerful than your gods. And today, I'm gonna talk about some shit that you won't care about. Respect.
What's going on? Why don't I want to kill you for knowing my secrets?
Oh, I know a lot more secrets than that. How'd the Gene Stealer feel when you tried to have fun with it?
Go on and tell your story.
Okay, so originally this video was going to be on Wednesday because of recent events of Games Workshop, but then I remembered why I made Conqueror Creation, Saloon, and working on it now, One World name pending there. Let's look at the definition of the word respect. Noun. A feeling of deep admiration for someone or something, elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. Or, due regard for feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. The second one is our focus there. Hasbro decided just over a year ago to try and tell every soul on Earth that their creations aren't their own, and that they owe Hasbro a percentage. They have on multiple occasions decided that artists don't own their art either, and they can steal and edit it as they wish. That stealing art goes into the giant book where they paid a guy who was known to use AI art then. Look, I'll be honest, they claimed they told him not to do it again, but didn't fire the guy and didn't say they weren't using said AI art. Then there's a ton of other things like the Pinkertons, the insane number of firings, and the under-the-table sales and such too. And we can still go into more too. Some I've definitely forgotten. So, why was this originally supposed to be a Warhammer video? Well, let's get into the story. The Custodes Codex was leaked, which is honestly so common it's not even surprising, but the Codex is horrible. Really points out how worthless the books are, and how the game information should probably be released for free on the app the company has that needs some fixing too. But then there was the bit about feminine custodes, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't mind the idea behind it. It's possible that they decided to change their rules for who can be brought into the custodes because the Emperor, being kind of the one who chose them in some sorts, or designed them in other stories, wasn't really given much information. Or perhaps the High Lords just were having a dry streak of sons to offer to the custodes. There's 1,001 ways it happened. Knights used to be men only, and they wrote a whole ass book series about the first woman becoming a knight. 2 novels and 2 short stories. Add these to my list of books I need to get. I really want to read them. But it's what happened on their Twitter account that pissed me off. There have always been female custodians since the first of the 10,000 were created. In response to this, the wiki has gone out of its way to reword novel quotes that are in books. Oh, but Sanguinius talked to a woman custodes. Ah, yes. The book Echoes of Eternity, where he says their silence terrifies me in regards to the Sisters of Silence. Oh, but 40k is filled with retcons. What about the Horus Heresy and Primarchs? That was all a retcon, not according to the Rogue Trader book from 1986, because it mentioned that there was a civil war that put him in a corpseified state, the Emperor that is, attacked by his sons and defended by his sons. Believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of retcons in 40k. There are some, don't get me wrong, but there's more points that prove it's not a retcon in places that are harder to find. Codexes are often talk about the things you think were added out of nowhere, but keep in mind that factions like the Space Marines have 10 codexes excluding chapters. For example, the rumor of the Tyranids running from something is a theory brought up in a Tyranid codex. I don't know what year, I have way too many old codexes, but it's a theory brought up by an admech as to why the Tyranids came to the galaxy, because nobody knows why they did.
Why did they come?
I ain't telling you, but blame the Iron Warriors.
You might need to clear up why that was my warband's fault.
No! Anyway, GW social media manager looked at the audience that is well known for being autistic and obsessed and gave them a middle finger. Because of this event, there's a meme going around based off a phrase they said a long fucking time ago: everything is canon, nothing is true. I honestly like that, but we might get into that later. Now, Hasbro and GW and Catalyst have all acted in a way that shows you that they do not give a shit about you. The person who gives them money so they can repay their investors the promised percentage return. That's the reason a C Corp company usually shrugs off the customers that made them big and instead look towards pleasing investors. Because companies that are publicly traded don't actually make a profit off of you buying their product. They make a profit off of investors buying shares in stocks. Now, I should point out that there's rumors from 4chan about this whole thing. Keep in mind, anyone can say anything on 4chan, but the last time we got a leak on 4chan, it turned out to be from a source who admitted a lot of GW higher-ups go to 4chan regularly. The rumor engine says that Cavill might have spoken about the 40k show way too soon, and it caused a panic, which made GW randomly change the pronouns of one character in the codex just to save face with Amazon. GW has also said that they aren't making special custodies for these suddenly femme fatale characters. There's also a rumor that even Cavill isn't happy with the situation. Rumors circulating that he may be breaking his contract, paying the fine, and leaving the project because of the forced lore changes. That 4chan post goes into a lot of things, like why Amazon demanded custodies be feminized and didn't want sisters or of anything or Imperial guards. But all rumors should be taken with a heavy grain of salt. My hot take is this: if a company is publicly traded, the biggest investors have the most powerful votes. They aren't allowed to give you respect, no matter what the higher-ups say. GW has gotten rid of their make-at-home models. Hasbro tried to jail a family for getting cards accidentally. Catalyst has told their customers that they don't want them if they aren't in certain demographics. All in all, I have one thing to say in conclusion: find smaller companies and give them money instead. Stop giving Grand Company your wallet and make your own games. Find an S Corp or LLC instead to buy from. 3D print stuff. Just find alternatives. Reward respect. Stop taking shit from these companies. Now, shove off.